Well, Steve, looks like they're making us work together outside of our normal work hours. Hope we're getting paid for this.
You know we're not getting paid for this, right?
I know, but I still like to think I am.
Yeah, but you're setting your expectations incorrectly, and because you have incorrect expectations, you're going to be consistently disappointed.
I don't like what you just said.
Of course you don't. It's you, Dennis. Why would you like what I said?
Just get on with it already so we can get to the episode.
Steve, Dennis, you've got orders. Quit recording that voiceover and go do your jobs.
This is the Pizza Bros Podcast, Episode 9, The Chase. At the end of a busy Saturday night, orders wind down as Steve walks towards the front door of Pizza Bros. Steve sees Bill also heading towards the door and greets him. How'd you do tonight? Steve asks.
Pretty good. About 10 deliveries.
Bill replies, I only did about 8, but I'm ready to go home, says Steve.
I hear that.
Bill says with a laugh. As they both head into the store, Steve looks behind him and notices that the topper is missing from Bill's car. Did you forget to put your topper on your car? Steve asks.
No, I definitely put it on there,
replies Bill. It's not on there now, look. Steve points to Bill's car. Confused, Bill turns around and looks at his car.
What? Where'd it go?
Exclaims Bill. Steve thinks for a moment and is struck with an idea. I know! We can look on the pizza tracker map. Bill and Steve rush over to the big TV above the driver's table and look for Bill's logo. There it is, says Steve as he points. It's just on the other side of Griswold Street. Bill sighs with relief.
I need to get it before Ed finds out.
Before Ed finds out what?
Ed asks as he approaches them from behind.
Ah!
Exclaims Bill with surprise.
You scared me.
Ed frowns and asks again.
What am I not supposed to find out?
Oh, Bill's topper fell off his car. We found it, and he's on his way out the door to go get it. No biggie, Steve says to diffuse the tension of the situation. Steve then points to the map. See? It's right across Griswold, by the gas station. The three look up at the screen. Suddenly, the pizza slice that represents Bill's tracker starts moving.
Uh-oh. Why is it moving?
Bill asks. Maybe someone grabbed it? Steve suggests with a shrug.
Are you saying that someone has the topper?
Ed asks with concern. I don't know, but they don't move on their own, Steve says calmly. Ed grabs Steve by the shoulders firmly and looks him deep in the eyes.
We have to get that topper back, no matter what. If I lose even one of them, it comes out of my paycheck.
I'll go get it,
says Bill helpfully as he walks towards the front door. Ed shakes his head.
No, you already lost it once. I'll get it. Steve, I'll call you on the phone. Direct me where to go. Got it?
Got it, says Steve. Ed dashes out the front door, hops in his truck, and peels off down the road. Steve turns to Bill. This is kind of like being in a spy movie or something. Isn't this exciting?
Totally.
Bill agrees. Ed calls Steve on the phone as he pulls onto Griswold Street.
Where's it at?
Ed asks. South on Griswold, about 4 streets down. Keep going, Steve says.
Okay, tell me if it changes direction,
commands Ed. With his eyes glued to the map, Bill yells,
It's turning! It's turning!
Ed hears Bill and asks,
Where is it turning?
East onto Brickton, replies Steve over the phone. Seeing all the commotion, Dennis saunters over to see what the fuss is all about.
What's going on?
Dennis asks. We're trying to chase down Bill's topper, says Steve.
Ed is chasing down whoever has it right now.
Bill elaborates. On the phone, Ed tells Steve,
I'm almost to Brickton. Where's it at?
Steve looks closely at the map. Looks like the topper is in that big new shopping plaza at the corner of Griswold and Brickton. Dennis also looks closely at the map.
I bet the thief got hungry and stopped at Red Lion for a roast beef sandwich,
Dennis says smugly. Hearing the excitement, Beth, Freddie, and Riley join the growing crowd to stare at the map of Chesterwood on the TV. Back in Ed's truck, he fills Steve in on the situation.
I'm turning into the plaza. I'm looking for the topper.
You're right on top of whoever has it. Just look around, instructs Steve. By this point in time, the entire Pizza Bros crew is hanging around the driver's table, waiting to find out if Ed can recover the topper.
Oh, I see it,
Ed exclaims.
Good thing they glow in the dark. Would you believe that the thief is in the Red Lion drive-thru?
Ed asks.
Told ya.
Dennis chimes in.
Gotta go. I'm getting it. I'll be back at the store in a few minutes,
says Ed with urgency as he hangs up the phone. I guess we just wait to see if the topper icon starts heading back to the store, says Steve.
What a disappointing ending,
Riley chimes in.
I was hoping for a little more action too,
agrees Freddie. Riley picks up the remote for their other TV and turns it to everyone's favorite show.
Get 'em, coppers!
While they wait for Ed to get back to the store. The drivers and managers chit-chat among themselves as they get ready to cash out and go home.
Tonight's episode of Get 'em Coppers is being broadcast live from Chesterwood.
The TV announces loudly into the restaurant. As Riley cashes each driver out for the night, they all lament about how disappointed they are that Ed's chase to recover the topper was anticlimactic. Back at the Red Lion drive-thru, Ed has approached the car with the topper and attempts to confront the teenagers that took it. He bangs loudly on their car window as they are stopped at the drive-thru waiting for their food.
I need that topper back. It's Pizza Row's property.
Ed yells through the teenager's window.
No way, finders keepers, losers. It's ours now.
The passenger retorts as he makes a rude gesture at Ed. Ed takes a deep breath to calm his anger.
Son, I'm going to give you the count of 3 to turn it over,
says Ed in his best dad voice.
Never. It was abandoned on side of the road. We found it fair and square,
says the driver as he turns up his music to drown out Ed. This causes Ed to lose his cool, and he decides to take the topper back by force. He pulls on the door handles of the car, only to find that they are locked. Frustrated and with no logical recourse, Ed resorts to beating up the car.
Open this door, you punks!
Exclaims Ed. Back at the store, Steve looks up at the map and notices that the topper hasn't moved yet. Well, that's odd, he mutters to himself. On the other TV, there's a police officer explaining the current situation they are responding to.
We've received a report of a suspected drug deal gone wrong and are proceeding to investigate,
says the officer into his walkie. Riley, like a moth attracted to the light, looks up at the TV and sees Ed, clear as day.
Why is Ed on TV?
Riley exclaims as he points to Get 'em Coppers. The entire Pizza Bros crew freezes in their tracks and watches as 2 cops tackle Ed to the ground and drag him away from the teenager's car by force. Ooh, they just tackled Ed on national TV! Exclaims Steve. The entire Pizza Bros crew stands speechless, staring at the TV, unable to fully comprehend exactly what they are watching. The officers handcuff Ed and interrogate him.
What were you trying to sell those kids?
Asks the first officer.
I wasn't trying to sell them anything. I was just trying to get our car topper back.
A frustrated and confused Ed tries to explain.
Car topper? What's that? A new street name for heroin?
Asks the second officer. Ed sighs. He looks over, sees the camera crew, and realizes that he is on Get 'em Coppers. Knowing that the whole Pizza Bros crew loves to watch the show, he stares directly into the camera and says,
Can someone at the store please come get me?
I gotcha, buddy!
Beth yells at the TV, then immediately runs out the door. Later that evening, Ed is bailed out of jail.
So, everyone saw me on TV?
Asks Ed.
Yep, everyone.
Beth replies.
So, where's the topper?
Ed hangs his head in defeat.
The cops are keeping it as evidence.
The end.
What a disappointing ending for me. Thank you guys for listening to the Pizza Bros podcast. Don't forget to visit our website, therealpizzabros.com, where you can place an order for physical books, Kindle ebooks, Vela copies, and of course, listen to other episodes of the podcast. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and tell all your friends, because remember, without you, we'd have 0 listeners. Good night.